Hello everyone, welcome to Logic Medico, where we're understanding the concepts of medicine. So today's interesting topic is epiglottis. It's a leaf-like structure, isn't it? This epiglottis is an elastic cartilage which is present within the larynx. Epiglottis is also called epiglottic cartilage. It has got the following parts. The narrow portion which is facing inferiorly is called the stalk of the epiglottis or the lower end of the epiglottis. The broad portion which is there in the upper part of the leaf is called the free margin or the upper margin of the epiglottis. There are two lateral borders. One surface facing forward towards the tongue is called the anterior surface. Another surface facing backwards, which you can see now, is the posterior surface. So moving on to the attachment of this epiglottis. To understand this, I will show you the thyroid cartilage one by one. Each one, this is the lower end. So to understand the lower end, I will show one diagram. For each part, I will show one diagram so that you can understand better. This is the thyroid cartilage when you see from front. The same thyroid cartilage when you see from behind, it will be like this. So this is thyroid cartilage. You are seeing it from behind or the posterior view. The epiglottis is attached on the inner aspect of the thyroid angle by a membrane called as Thyroepiglottic membrane. Thyroepiglottic membrane or Thyroepiglottic ligament. That is about the lower end. Upper end is very free. Upper end is broad and free. It is free to move upwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, side to side. This is the upper margin or the upper end. Don't worry about it. Coming to the anterior aspect, to understand the anterior aspect, you should know an organ called as tongue. So I'll just show you the tongue. This is the side profile of the tongue. Okay, this is the lips. This is the lower jaw. Okay. So here, if I show you the epiglottis, I'll show you the epiglottis. Just give me one second. Yeah, I'll show you that. This is epiglottis. Okay. This epiglottis is connected to the tongue by three folds actually. One mucosal fold is there in the midline. It's called the median glossoepiglottic fold. Whereas two folds are there on either side like this. It's called the lateral glossoepiglottic fold. So what is glosso? Glosso means tongue. Epiglottic means you understand that is a topic, epiglottis. So there is a pair of lateral glossoepiglottic fold and one median glossoepiglottic fold. These are the folds of mucous membrane, therefore it's called folds. There is a depression between the median and lateral glossoepiglottic fold. This depression, which is behind the tongue, is called as vallecula. Vallecula. Vallecula is a depression present between the median and lateral glossoepiglottic fold. So this is the attachment of the anterior surface of the epiglottis. In addition, the anterior surface is also attached to one bone, hyoid bone. This is a cut section of hyoid bone by a ligament called as Hyoepiglottic ligament. So why it's called this? Hyo refers to hyoid bone. Epiglottic means epiglottis. Hyoepiglottic ligament. Anterior surface attachment. The posterior surface, you can see it's free. It has got some nodules. It is facing the respiratory system lined by respiratory epithelium. That is the posterior surface. In addition, there are muscles attached to this epiglottis. To understand the muscles attached to epiglottis, I will show you one diagram. This diagram is good. This is a thyroid cartilage cut section, side profile. One of the lamina is cut so that you can see what is there on the interior. You can see on the interior one epiglottis is there, right? This is the epiglottis. So this is the anterior aspect, posterior aspect. Okay. This is superior and inferior aspect of this diagram. Side profile, you are able to see the thyroid cartilage, you are able to see the epiglottis. You should understand something called laryngeal inlet, then only you will understand the remaining. Okay, I will show you the cricoid cartilage also. The cricoid, this is the arytenoid cartilage, sitting on arytenoid. So moving from the arytenoid to the epiglottis, there is a fold of mucous membrane. It is called Aryepiglottic fold. Aryepiglottic fold. So like this fold will be there on right side and left side also. Now I will show you on this thing concept. You should understand this. So this is called laryngeal inlet. Laryngeal inlet. So from the pharynx, we have three pharynx. Behind the nose is the nasopharynx. Behind the oral cavity or the mouth is the oropharynx. Behind the laryngeal cavity, we are in the laryngopharynx. Pharynx is a common passage for food and air. This pharynx. From the laryngopharynx, there is an entry point. It's called laryngeal inlet. Laryngeal inlet. This inlet is bounded in front by the epiglottis anteriorly, posteriorly by this arytenoid cartilages. On either side, this fold, Aryepiglottic fold. So I'll repeat one more time. The laryngeal inlet is bounded anteriorly by epiglottis, posteriorly by arytenoid cartilage, on either sides by Aryepiglottic fold. So now the laryngeal inlet has got two options. If this is the inlet, just imagine this is the inlet and this is the epiglottis from front, and these are the arytenoids behind, and of course these are the Aryepiglottic folds. These are the folds of mucous membrane. If you are seeing the inlet from above, this is the laryngeal inlet. So there are two options which can happen to this inlet in the three dimension. This inlet can either close or it can open. So a muscle present within the aryepiglottic fold of mucous membrane extending from arytenoid towards the epiglottis, lateral border of epiglottis. This muscle is called Aryepiglotticus. Aryepiglotticus. Contraction of this muscle results in closure of the laryngeal inlet. Closure. So this laryngeal inlet is going to close when the Aryepiglotticus muscle is going to contract. Whereas, please see this diagram. There is one muscle from the inner surface of the thyroid angle towards the anterior surface of epiglottis. This muscle name is Thyroepiglotticus. So contraction of this muscle, Thyroepiglotticus, it's going to pull the epiglottis towards the thyroid cartilage. When epiglottis goes towards the thyroid cartilage, what do you think will happen to the laryngeal inlet? This one. Open or close? This is moving forward, right? So it will open the laryngeal inlet. So there is one muscle which opens the laryngeal inlet, which is called as Thyroepiglotticus. There is a muscle which closes the laryngeal inlet, and that is called as Aryepiglotticus. Glottis refers to vocal cords, actually, the voice box, the vocal cords, these shelves. Epiglottis, the leaf-like cartilage, it's actually acting like a lid. That's why it's called epiglottis. Means epi means upon glottis. Glottis refers to this vocal cord area. So epi, that's other meaning of epiglottis. Means lid-like structure, leaf-like structure, which is guarding the larynx. So epiglottis is a leaf-like cartilage. It has got a lower end which is narrow, attached to the inner surface of the thyroid angle, upper end which is free, two lateral border which are attached to arytenoid cartilages by aryepiglottic fold, one anterior surface facing the tongue and one posterior surface facing the pharynx. Thank you for watching and learning from Logic Medico. If you gain information and you like this video, kindly don't forget to press the thumbs up icon and share this video with your other friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new to our channel, and press the bell icon, all notifications. Thank you once again for watching and learning from Logic Medico. Have a good day. Bye.